of Jerusalem and Judah. Mic 1. 12. The location is undetermined. Some would identify it with Ma'arith of Joshua 15. 59. Marriage. The union of a man and a woman as husband and wife according to the standard set out by God. Marriage is a divine institution, authorized and established by Jehovah in Eden. Marriage brings into being the family unit, the family circle. Its basic purpose was the reproducing of the members of the human family, to bring into existence more creatures of the human kind. Jehovah the Creator made male and female and ordained marriage as the proper arrangement for the multiplication of the human race. Ge 1. 27, 28. The first human wedding was performed by Jehovah, as described at Genesis 2. 22-24. Marriage was designed to form a permanent bond of union between man and woman, that they might be mutually helpful to each other. Living together in love and confidence, they could enjoy great happiness. Jehovah created woman as a mate for man by using the man's rib as a base, thereby making woman man's closest fleshly relative on earth, his own flesh. Ge 2. 21. As Jesus pointed out, it was not Adam but God who said, "That is why a man will leave his father and his mother and he must stick to his wife and they must become one flesh." The wording of this text makes it evident that monogamy was the original standard for marriage in the eyes of Jehovah God. Mount 19. 4-6. Ge 2. 24. Marriage was the normal way of life among the Hebrews. There is no word for bachelor in the Hebrew scriptures. The basic purpose of marriage being to have children, the statement of blessing by Rebekah's family is understandable. May you become thousands times 10,000 Ge 24. 60. Also Rachel's appeal to Jacob. Give me children or otherwise I shall be a dead woman. Ge 30. 1. Marriage was a matter affecting the family, and not only the family, but the entire tribe or patriarchal community, for it could have an effect on the strength of the tribe as well as its economy. It was natural and seemed necessary, therefore, that the selection of a wife and the arrangement of all contractual and financial matters connected with it should be decided upon by the parents or guardians involved, though the consent of the parties was sometimes sought. Ge 24. 8. And romantic attachments often accompanied the arrangements. Ge 29. 20. 1-18. 20, 27, 28. The initial steps or proposals were generally made by the parents of the young man, but sometimes by the father of the girl, especially if there was a difference of rank. Jos 15. 16, 17. 1-18. 20-27. It seems to have been generally customary for a man to look for a wife within the circle of his own relations or tribe. This principle is indicated by Laban's statement to Jacob. "It is better for me to give my daughter to you than for me to give her to another man." Ge 29. 19. Especially was this observed among the worshippers of Jehovah, as exemplified by Abraham when he sent to his relatives in his own country to get a wife for his son Isaac rather than to take one from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom he was dwelling. Ge 24. 3. For marriage the non-worshippers of Jehovah was frowned upon and strongly discouraged. It was a form of disloyalty. Ge 26. 34, 35. Under the law, marriage alliances with persons of the 7 Canaanite nations were prohibited. De 7. 1-4. However, a soldier might marry a captive virgin from another foreign nation after she had undergone a purification period, during which she mourned her dead parents and got rid of all features of her past religious connections. De 21. 10-14. Bride price. Before the marriage contract was concluded, the young man or the father of the young Otextoi acute Miritra Longo, marriage 341 publicly made known, acknowledged, and recorded, and the marriage was binding. Ge 24. 67. However, as soon as marriage arrangements had been made and the parties were engaged, they were considered bound in marriage. Lot's daughters were still in his house, under his jurisdiction, but the men engaged to them were termed Lot's sons-in-law who were to take his daughters. Ge 19. 14. Although Samson never married a certain Philistine woman, but was only engaged to her, she was spoken of as his wife. Ge 14. 10, 17. 20. The law stated that if an engaged girl committed fornication, she and the guilty man were to be put to death. If she was violated against her will, the man was to be put to death. However, any case involving an unengaged girl was handled differently. De 22. 22-27. Marriages were registered. Under the law, marriages, as well as births resulting from the union, were recorded in the official records of the community. For this reason we have an accurate genealogy of Jesus Christ. Mount 1. 1-16. Lu 3. 23-38. Compare Lu 2. 1-5. Celebration. While the wedding itself had no formal ceremony, there was, nevertheless, a very joyous celebration of weddings in Israel. On the day of the wedding, at her own home, the bride usually made elaborate preparations. First she would bathe herself and rub herself with perfumed oil. Compare Lu 3. 3. As 23. 40. At times assisted by woman attendant